Welcome to Lesson 7 of Learn Klingon the Easy-ish Way. Here are some words for parts of the body. The word for body is porgh. Porgh. Imagine that the bodies of poor people are buried together in one enormous grave. Porgh. Head is nach. Nach. Imagine finding someone's head inside a box of nachos. Nach. Arm is desh. Desh. Imagine that you can't decide which arm to use. Desh. Hand is ghop. Ghop. Imagine that someone ties your hands together with a rope. Ghop. Leg is ush. Ush. Imagine an usher at the theatre who has only one leg. It takes ages for them to show you to your seat. Ush. Foot is calm. Calm. Imagine buying an expensive new camera to take photos of your foot. Calm. Heart is tick. Tick. Imagine that your heart is ticking like a clock. Tick. Blood is ew. Ew. Imagine stirring a cauldron full of blood with a stick. Ew, what a terrible smell. Ew. What is the English for ew? Blood for tick. Heart for calm. Foot for ush. Leg for ghop. Hand for desh. Arm for nach. Head for porgh. Body. How do you say in Klingon blood? Ew. Heart. Tick. Foot. Calm. Leg. Ush. Hand. Ghop. Arm. Desh. Head. Nach. Body. Porgh. You already know how to talk about more than one thing. Usually you just add the suffix may. However, for beings capable of language, you add the suffix pu. So weapon is nach. Weapons is may. Captain is ghod. Captains is ghop. There are a few words which change completely. Torpedo is peng. Torpedoes is tlha. Target is dosh. Targets is right. Soldier is mang. Soldiers is ner. There is just one more exception to the usual rule. Whenever you talk about more than one body part, you add the suffix do. So arm is desh, arms is deshtu, foot is kham, feet is khamdu. So how do you say an arm and a leg? Desh, ush, jer. Hands and feet. Ropdu, khamdu, jer. I find it. Vitu. I find the body. Porgh, vitu. I don't find them. Vitu, be. I don't find the bodies. Porgh, vitu, be. You look for it. Danej. You look for the head. Nach danej. I see the blood and I hear the heart. Eu viler ech tik vekoi. I visit it. Vishuch. I visit the major planet. Yuk a vishuch. I visit the minor moons. Mashchome vishuch. The skirmish becomes a decisive battle. Mai a moch mai home. Here are some more useful verbs. Guides is dev. Imagine that your tour guide is called Dave. Dev. Follows or chases is tlha. Imagine following the largest person, who is carrying a flag on the end of a very long stick. Tlha. Watches is bedge. Imagine sitting on a bench for hours, watching people as they walk past. Bedge. Listens is idge. Imagine listening to each recording in your CD collection, one after the other. It takes days, and when you're finished, you smash them all to pieces with a big stick. Idge. Meets, as in meets for the first time, is kech. Imagine meeting someone for the first time and kicking sand in their face. Kech. Introduces is lech. Imagine a dog licking you all over your face after you introduce yourself to its owner. Lech. Chooses is with. Imagine that, with your permission, we will choose one immediately. With. Annoys is nach. Imagine you annoy the Queen by stealing all her nukes. Nach. You should now be able to remember the difference between nach, which means annoys, and nach, which means weapon, because only one of the images contains the Queen symbol. So what is the English for nach? Annoys for with. Chooses for tlha. Introduces for porgh. Meets, as in meets for the first time, for tlha. Listens for porgh. Watches for tlha. Follows or chases for dev. Guides. How do you say in Klingon annoys? Nach, chooses. With, introduces. Tlha, meets, as in meets for the first time. Porgh, listens. Tlha, watches. Porgh, follows or chases. Tlha, guides. Dev. It's time to learn some more verb prefixes. When he, she, or it is doing something to me, you use the prefix mu. He obeys me is mulob. She obeys me and it obeys me is also mulob. However, when he, she, or it is doing something to you, you use the prefix du. He obeys you is dulob. She obeys you and it obeys you is also dulob. Here's an image to help you remember mu and du. To symbolize the fact that he, she, or it is doing something, let's use a fancy dress party where there are lots of boys, lots of girls, and several people in strange costumes who might be either. So imagine there is a knock at the door. You open it to find some people in cow costumes who are making a silly mooing noise. Before letting them in, you ask, "Do you have a bottle?" Mu for he does something to me, and du for he does something to you. How do you say, he follows me? Mu tlha. He chases me. Mu tlha. She watches me. Mu porgh. The Klingon watches me. Mu porgh Klingon. He listens to me, which is literally he listens me. mu'ij. The human listens to me. Mu'ij human. It guards you. Du'av. The alien guards you. Du'av nov. She chooses you. Duwiv. She doesn't choose me. Muwiv bet. The captain meets the officer. Yash kech chod. The officer guides the captain. Chod dev yash. A few lessons ago, you were given a simple rule to remember. That rule was, when I am doing something or when you are doing something, you must use a prefix. Otherwise, you don't use one. It is now necessary to refine that rule a little. You must use a prefix unless he, she, or it is doing something to him, her, it, or them. How do you say, he annoys me? Monok. He annoys you. Donok. I introduce you. Khalech. I can introduce you. Khalechlach. I am willing to introduce you. Khalechkang. I am not willing to introduce you. Khalechkang be. You follow me. Tlha. Are you willing to follow me? Tlha kang a. The captain hides the chocolate. Yuch sho chod. The Klingon cloaks the ship. Duj sho Klingon. I have it. Viraj. I have the cloaking device. Sho wit Viraj. The boy watches the girl. Bet home, bedj, lord home. The girl doesn't chase the boy. Lord home, tlha bet home. Now let's talk about adjectives. Adjectives, like the English words big, old, and happy, are describing words. The Klingon language doesn't have any adjectives. Instead, it uses verbs which mean to be big, to be old, to be happy, and so on. Let's learn some of those words now. To be good is kak. Imagine the queens of two neighbouring countries complimenting each other on how good they look dressed in khaki. Khak! To be bad is carb. Carb. Imagine that carbs are bad for you. Carb. To be new is chu. Chu. Imagine that you chew on a stick that's brand new. Chu. To be old, meaning not new, is ghop. Ghop. Imagine visiting a jumble sale or a yard sale. After finding just one old stick, you pay and go. Ghop. To be big is tin. Tin. Imagine drinking from a tin that's bigger than you are. Tin. To be small is march. March. Imagine inventing a device that can shrink you down small enough to fit inside a matchbox. March. To be hot is tlha. Tlha. Imagine that you touch something extremely hot and burn yourself. Tlha. To be cold is bir. Bir. Imagine drinking a nice cold beer. Bir. What is the English for beer? To be cold for tlha. To be hot for march. To be small for tin. To be big for ghop. To be old, as in not new, for chu. To be new for carb. To be bad for khak. To be good. How do you say in Klingon to be cold? Bir. To be hot. Tlha. To be small. March. To be big. Tin. To be old, as in not new. Ghop. To be new. Tlha. To be bad. Carb. To be good. Khak. Khak means to be good, but it also translates is good. Now you know how to say a sentence like the restaurant is good. Because Klingon word order is back to front, you have to say is good the restaurant. So the restaurant is good is khak khe. How do you say the restaurant is bad? Carb khe. The food is good. ghop shoj. The tea is hot. Tuj dar. The coffee is cold. Bir vin. The body is big, but the head is small. Tin porgh mach nach. Kak means is good, so ghop must mean is not good. The restaurant is not good is ghop. How do you say the menu is new? Chu chedrolev. The menu is not new. Chu chedrolev. The meat is old. Ghop. The meat is not old. Ghop. If you want to say I see or I hear, then of course you use the prefix j. I see is jeler, I hear is jekoi. You use the same prefix when you want to say I am good, I am bad, and so on. I am good is jekak. I am bad is jekab. This is another situation in which we don't have to think about the word order, because the sentence contains only one word. How do you say, I am big? Jitin. I am small. Jimach. If you want to say you are good, then you'll use a different prefix. I am good is jekak. You are good is bekak. So how do you say I am big? Jitin. You are big. Bitin. I am small. Jimach. You are small. Bimach. You already know that when he or she is doing something, you don't need a prefix. He is good and she is good are both translated by a one-word sentence. Kak. How do you say, the Klingon is big? Tin Klingon. He is big. Tin. The human is small. Mach Homan. She is small. March. I am big, but you are small. Jitin Ach Bimach. Finally, here's how to say I am not good. I am good is jekak. I am not good is jekak. The prefixes and suffixes you're learning can be used with adjective verbs like to be good and to be bad, as well as with ordinary verbs like sees and hears. How do you say, I am not good? Jekakbe. You are not bad. Bekabe. She is big. Tin. He is not small. Marchbe. The beer is new. Chuchek. The wine is not old. Ghop. Are you hot? Bituch. No, I am cold. Robe jibir. I have hands and feet. Robdu kamdu je viraj. You have arms and legs. Deshtu ushtu je daraj. The doctor scans the heart. Tik hok khel. The patient listens to the scanner. Hoklwi ich shid. The Ferengi dislikes blood. Ew par Ferengan. The hunter hunts the animal. Ha debach wam wamwit. The tribble annoys the guard. Avwit nuk yech. Can you introduce me? Cholich lach a. I meet the captain, and the captain chooses the restaurant. Hold vikech edge kat with hold. She is willing to guide me, but she is not willing to guide you. Mudev kang ach dudev kang be. And that's the end of lesson 7.